Haskell, as you've gotten to play with him a little more, are you getting comfortable playing with the younger guys like Tyleek and like JT and all those guys around you, or is that still a work in progress?
I think it's just getting comfortable. For them, it's just building up their confidence. I'm very versatile with who I can play with. Doesn't matter. It's just the guy's confidence, and that's about it.
The last couple of years, it seems like the pass rush has started from the outside and worked its way in. You guys have been the beneficiaries. What's changed that makes this version of the pass rush go inside out and work from you and go out from there?
It's always been the defensive ends had the spotlight, and so now it's we have a competition on the D line. We're all racing to get to the quarterback. So now that we have more production coming from the inside, it's just competing. Every day is just competing.
Fourth row right, Rob Aller, Columbus Dispatch.
Haskell, have you become a better leader since you've been here? In what ways? And is it true that did you give a little Thursday speech to the team? Do I have that right?
No, I didn't give a speech to the team on Thursday, but in terms of leadership, it's just patience. Really just hearing everybody's guidance from the coaches, understanding how to be a leader, is just have patience and understand it's a process. I went through my own process too here at Ohio State, and so now it's me helping and becoming a better teacher and have patience with the young guys because we are a young team.
How do you do that with young guys? How challenging is that when you've got these 18-year-olds who come in and you're 23?
Mm-hmm.
Just bridging that gap.
It's really just sharing knowledge. A lot of guys in my position like to, keep what they've learned over the years. But instead of that, I want to share my knowledge and help them rise to the occasion and equate the room.
Over here to the far right, Tony Gerben, Buckeye Scoop.
So you've got a competition between defensive tackles and defensive ends. Do you know how many sacks the defensive tackles have this year compared to the defensive ends?
I want to say there's two from the ends, and most of the 9 came from the inside guys on Saturday.
I think it's 10-2 right now.
But it never used to always be like that. But it's like I said, competing. We push each other and raising the bar each and every day and each and every week.
The last 2 years, I think the defensive tackles have produced 10.5 sacks all year long. You guys have probably topped that number in this next game.
Mm-hmm.
You've been here forever. You've seen the defensive ends. What's it like to finally have the defensive tackles at the forefront?
It's just gratifying to see what we can do, and like I always said, like repeating myself, it's competing. The ends really drive us, and now it's just going back and forth, competing.
How much talking do you guys do in practice about that?
Oh, we talk about it a lot. I remember last week, it was our last padded practice. I told Zach I was like, I bet you I can get to the quarterback before you. And it's just those little competitions is what drives great defensive players or football players in general.
Did you, by the way? Did you get to the quarterback before he did?
Yeah, I did.
Second row middle, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
How close is this defense to coming together and playing the way that you guys expect?
It's really close. I feel that nobody really understands how young this team is. Teams before I've been experienced and played. It's a really developing team, and we're turning into that great team. It took a couple weeks, but each and every day we're getting better and better.
What's the next step? What do you think has to happen?
Just execution. We need to lock in on our assignments and just execute at a high level.
Haskell, we're going to go far left, Brendan Gulick, Buckeyes Now on Sports Illustrated.
Haskell, I was asking Coach Day earlier about how much he's enjoyed watching you grow and just considering what you've gone through the last couple of years. You seem to be playing with a lot of joy, some levity. Can you try to give us an idea of how much fun this season is for you right now and how you're enjoying your role?
I'm enjoying it because I'm not only a player, I'm a teacher. I get the chance to finally be able to teach and share others my knowledge on the defensive line. Like I said, we have a very young group, and I find it joyful to teach the young guys what I was taught coming up. You know, being behind the Draymond Jones, the Bosas, the Chase Youngs, you know, the BB Landers, all those guys that were before me. Now I get to share that knowledge that I got from them and pass it down.
Do you feel like maybe you had the ability to fulfill that prior to this year, and now it's just you're the elder statesman in the room, and so they listen to your voice? Or is it truly you feel this year, you know, you've got a good idea of all of that knowledge you've accumulated, and now you have a chance to teach those guys?
Kind of with the second part of what you said, it's just really not only telling them but showing them. You know, nowadays guys like to see results, and I feel that with what I tell them, and then telling them in the classroom, and then showing them out in practice, then I can bridge the gap between knowledge and actual results.
Real quick one. Why is Ohio State so special to you?
It's a brotherhood. You know, it's just we all fight for each other, and just with what everything's transpired this year, it really allows guys to see that we really only have each other. And when we're out on that field, we're in front of 110,000 people, but ultimately it's only 11 guys on that field, and that's who you go to war with.
Second row, right, Tim May, Letterman row.
Yeah, Haskell, I'm not asking you for the whole catalog, but can you give one example of something you've shared, just from a technical standpoint, or whatever, that you feel like's made a difference with some guys? Like you were talking about, knowledge you've accumulated. Can you give people like a little insight on what you're talking about there?
Have fun. And when I say have fun, it's just we take this sport so seriously with schematics, with the pressure that we get through social media, through our families. It's still just a sport, and to have fun. You need to execute your job at a high level because we are Ohio State. But at the end of the day, it's just football. You need to have fun.
And when you watch Rutgers on video right now, getting ready for this game, what do you see that is the influence of Greg Schiano? What has changed about them? I guess, for example, up front, up front offensively, et cetera. What is different about them?
Inspiration. Coach Schiano. Being around him when he was here, he's really good talker. He inspires and tries to feel your emotion and your passion, and tries to drive you. And ultimately, you as a player put that out on the field. And I feel that he's done that with his guys. And this is a great football team. This isn't the Rutgers that it used to be. This is a great Rutgers football team, and we have a challenge ahead of us.
Right next door, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Haskell, last year against Rutgers, they ran a bunch of trick plays against you. Do you remember that? Is that something you guys are mindful of at all this week?
Oh yeah, they ran the lineman throwback where I think there was an eligible lineman on the left-hand side, and they did it in the red zone, and then they went for two and did a jet sweep with the receiver coming back. And so we're just trying to be prepared for everything, and like I said earlier, just execute at a high level and be ready at all times.
Remember that sort of thing, because obviously it's tricky. Don't know what's coming.
Really, it's just watching a lot of film, seeing what they do, what they've done against us, and what they've done against other opponents. When the field is equated, when talent is the same high level of intensity, sometimes you have to resort to trick plays to just throw people off their game.
And we'll close it up unless there's anything more. Second row right, Austin Ward, Letterman row.
So when you're talking about this combination of having fun and trying to be a leader, a lot of it seems to spill out from you after big plays, and you've been, demonstrative, celebrating, really seeming to enjoy it. Is that for you because you love it so much, or because you want everyone else to be doing the same?
It's really for everyone else. Energy is fueled by emotion, and what you show on that field. Whenever somebody is having emotion on the field and celebrating, that's when the whole sideline is having energy. And when we have energy, it's hard to stop us. And so that's what I try to emphasize with the young guys, to have fun, because when you have fun, other guys have fun.
Plan out what you should do after big play?
No, I just really it's just to allow others, feed off my energy, and yeah.
Third row left, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Hey Haskell, you've been here for
5 years. This freshman class that's come in and how many of those guys are contributing right now, have you seen something special in that group? Are they further ahead than the typical freshman classes?
Yeah, I feel that, they want to learn. They're eager to, get the knowledge out of the old guys. They're a bunch of sponges, basically. And sometimes they get caught up in trying to do things so perfectly that they forget to have fun. So that's why I tell them, just have fun.
How exciting is it, like, from your perspective, to maybe see, that growth in those guys, knowing, you've been in their shoes before?
It's awesome. You don't really see the end of I won't say the end of the rainbow in their shoes, but really you don't see the results in their shoes quite yet. Sometimes we talk about people's journeys. Some happen more earlier than others. Some happen in their second year, some happen in their fourth year, some happen in their fifth year. But really, it's just about having fun and being able to share with them my knowledge and help them grow is just all the more better for me.
Second row left, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
You guys got Jerron Cage back, and he was able to make an impact against Akron. Just why, in particular, is he crucial to being healthy and helping you guys this year?
He's a leader. He's an old guy, and he has experience. He brings a lot to the table. He brings energy. He brings fire and passion, and he's gotten up and fulfilled that leadership role and being more outspoken to the guys. Yeah.
You said something last week in front of the team. Just what did you take out from that?
Just really, sometimes we get so focused on the moment and facing our opponents, but really we just need to focus on ourselves and how we execute. So that's what he basically told the guys, just focus on, your assignment, your job, and what you can bring to the table to help us contribute to win a game.
And final questions, we got one more here from Tim Mayletter in a row.
I don't want to ask more in a row, Haskell, but I do want to ask this. Have you guys noticed, what has been the biggest difference since a little bit of the shake-up of the way the defensive coaching structure is, et cetera, with Matt Barnes sort of making the calls, et cetera? What have you noticed that has been different, for you guys on the defensive side?
I guess.
Coach Barnes address you guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's really, I'd say it's just really the whole situation with Oregon, how that situation went down. It's just we've all taken a real look in the mirror at all of ourselves, coaches and players, everybody. The difference really, it's really no difference. The only difference is that, as players, we came together and we decided to really look ourselves in the mirror and ask ourselves, what are we doing, what are we not doing to be the best version of ourselves? And that's really the only difference.